please welcome with me Manisha Koirala.
Thank you, Jose. Is the mic working? Namaste. It's so great to be here with you all. Thank you for inviting me. So today I'm going to share my life story. I hope it's useful for you. I will be sharing how I lost the 3 gems in my life and how I got them back. If I had to ask you a question, that what is the most important thing in your life, what would you say? Please think. Okay, according to me, it's a close relationship, like someone we love. Okay, it could be spouse, it could be your parent, a friend, a child, anybody. Secondly, is a career, a profession, because that's where the self is expressed. And that's where a sense of identity is there. Like, people know me as a Bollywood actress, right? Some of you are so many professionals here. So sense of identity, sense of growth comes from our career, from our profession. And the third, and according to me the most important thing, is our health. And unfortunately, some of us don't prioritize it till we land up in a hospital, like me. What happens is, if one of these 3 things is out of sync, out of balance, we rely on the other 2 to get back to solve the problems, right? For instance, if we are having a challenge at work, we rely on our spouse or a friend till we get a good advice or have some strategies or some kind of energy to solve the problems at work. Now, what will happen if all 3 collapsed at the same time, around the same time? That happened with me. Now let me take you on a journey. Some of you may know that I've done almost 80, 70 plus films. And I was at the peak of my life, at the top of my game. You know, some of the best films I did, best directors, best actors, multiple awards. I was the, loved by the critics and loved by the box office. So I've done many, many movies. But little did I know, while I was on the most successful and most enjoyable ride, life had planned something else for me. I had to stand up and face the reality, something we all like to ignore. That something which goes up also goes down. And like most of us, I did not know how to deal with when things were coming down. I was ill-equipped. I was in denial. So one wrong decision was leading me onto another wrong decision. What was happening, and I was in denial. So what was happening was a flop film would lead to another flop film, will lead to me making wrong decision to a bad film. And since I was in a denial, I was having unhealthy lifestyle. So my health was ignored. And that was impacting my personal space, meaning I had wrong company, so wrong relationships. So I was on actually a spiral downwards journey till I hit the rock bottom. My marriage failed, and I was diagnosed with cancer within a short span of time. When I had cancer, I was very scared. We all are, because cancer is meant to be a death sentence. So I used to ask my doctors, how long do I have to live? How much time do I have? And when I didn't get a solid answer, my fear grew. I thought I was going to die. And death is something really unusual thing. Let me tell you that. It can happen to other people, but we know it's going to happen to us, but until we don't really face it, we think it's not going to happen to us. So I could no longer run. I had to acknowledge the situation. I had to own up the mistakes. I went through a deep introspection phase that if this is my death, what did I do with my time? What did I do with my life? Was I happy the way I had lived? Obviously not, right? So the question came, what differently I will do if I got a second chance? How differently will I live? So I made a promise to myself that I'm going to honor my life. This time that I have now is limited, so it's precious. I must honor this time that I have. I must honor this life that I have. So ladies and gentlemen, today, I live my life from that promise. And let me share with you that I have a beautiful bond with my family because I realize how important they are to me. In a time of crisis, they were the one who was standing by me. And they were my strength. So my bond with my family is much deeper. Earlier on, I had thousands of friends. Now, I have very few. I spend quality time with those friends. So my friendship is stronger and better because I value them. My work also is very important to me. So I choose film thoughtfully. I decide which one will I get challenged and I'll have a sense of growth. I'm an actor. I love cinema. I love to act. So I must grow from every film that I take on as an actor, as an artist. So I choose carefully the film which will give me some satisfaction. So this year I did Dear Maya, which is still under production. And last year I did Game, which Kannada and Tamil film. And my health. By the blessing of God, the divine, I have good health now. And in the process of discovering what is good health, I realized the importance of mind, body, spirit, how important it is to be in synchronicity with each other, to be in balance with each other, to be in harmony with each other. Because we human beings are multi-dimensional beings. Not only one thing will correctly we do and the other things wrong we do. No, that's not going to happen. Everything has to be right. So body, mind, spirit is essential. And with that journey, see, I got all the three things, all the pieces, everything that had collapsed are thriving now. And today I have a fourth gift. Let me tell you a quick story. It's always a challenge to do things, say things quickly. While I was in a hospital bed, where thousands of people had disappeared, only a few close people were around you. There used to be one lady who would come and sit on an uncomfortable chair and spend her entire Sundays with me. She is a doctor. Her name is Dr. Navneet Narula. She's a pathologist in Cornell Hospital. And we know how busy doctors are, especially in New York. So she would spend her Sundays with me, and I was very intrigued, because she wasn't my friend, she wasn't my family, and I could bet she's not my fan. So, for me to think, I was very intrigued. I wanted to know why. So I asked her pet name is Zina Ji. So I would ask her, Zina Ji, why do you spend your Sundays with me? I don't understand. So she said something so profound, which really impacted me deeply. She said, Manisha Ji, with the hope that someday you will do this to somebody else. Now that's really profound statement. And that's when I made a promise that if I get a second chance to life, I will be useful for somebody else. I will help. It could be something big, it could be anything small, it really doesn't matter. I was appointed as a Goodwill Ambassador to UNFPA, so last year we did a campaign about Dignity First campaign. I am a cancer survivor, so I know the importance of having hope. So I go around meeting cancer patients and giving them hope. In whichever platform I get, I tell them cancer is not a death sentence. There is a life beyond cancer, and probably a better one, like mine. I did some changes in my small little way in my personal life as well. Like if a friend would ask me for an advice, and I may not have the advice for my friend, but I want to be there listening to the problem my friend is sharing. I want to tell him or her that I'm there with them, through thick or thin. I have also increased salary of my staff. Now it could be just a couple of ₹100 for me and it wouldn't make so much of difference, but to my staff, it would be a big thing. So it's basically trying to be sensitive to the people who are around us. We don't have to, look for a big charity and big things to do, It's just being kind, being thoughtful, being compassionate to your immediate surroundings. So I got the fourth gift, which is of contribution. And today, dear friends, I live a fulfilled life. But to come here, I have gone through a lot of struggle, a lot of turmoil, a lot of confusion. So what is the conclusion? The conclusion is having a big picture. Not a bigger film, but a bigger picture. Having a life vision, which is important. Because to have a goal in the sight. Because what happens is we get so consumed with small little problems, we forget our goal. And that used to happen to me. Like, for instance, whenever I used to fight with my mom, my whole day will be consumed with that. But now, I still fight with my mom, but I deal with that and I move on because I'm looking at the goal. I have a bigger picture in mind, right? Small little hurdles, I will deal with it. Secondly, is defining your priorities. It's really important to be focused and clear about the priorities in your life so that you don't deviate from your path. We choose our battle. It's really important because to stay on our path. What happens with so much of clarity is you end up doing things that you love, and small little changes that you bring in your everyday will have a bigger impact tomorrow, right? Now this slide is really my favorite slide. The picture says it all. It says, it's basically painting your life, your dream life, the things, we shouldn't be like a victim. If there is a challenge, we should be able to deal with it and move on and have a beautiful, fulfilled life. Ladies and gentlemen, I stand in front of you both humbled and empowered. As with my talk today, and for the rest of my life, I will be sharing my story to help people not only to find themselves, but help them find ways to have a fulfilled life. Because we all have unique gifts.